Are you ready to indulge? I am. I'm making a Basque cheesecake. So the Basque country in the northeast of Spain, first place I tried this cheesecake, changed my life. Now it's very simple. There are only 5 ingredients. We just put them into the Thermomix one after another, starting with 7 eggs. They get mixed up for 20 seconds, speed 4. So, do you think a kilo of cream cheese is enough for one cake? Yeah, I reckon it just about is. So, whoa, I'll get that one. We've got a kilo of cream cheese. Your Thermomix is working pretty hard today, but if it doesn't want to work hard to make cheesecake, I don't know what's wrong. So, 30 seconds on speed 5. Now we need to give it a little scrape around, and then we're going to mix it a bit more. Now with this mixture, what can happen is that because there's so much in there, it creates a little air pocket around the blades. So make sure that you pop that every time you're in there with a spatula. Now this time, we're going to go for another 30 seconds, but we're going on speed 5.5. A little bit more juice. Ooh, yeah, good. That cream cheese, it's not completely smooth yet, but it's all starting to come together, and that process will only continue as we add more ingredients and keep mixing. So next up, sugar, 350 grams. Now I've actually dropped the sugar content, so it's healthier than it was when I first ate this in San Sebastian in Spain, at a little bar called La Viña. Great place, a pinchos bar where it's fantastic to go and have some Basque snacks, so little snacks on sticks. Now you can see me eating this cake for the first time at La Viña in San Sebastian in another video, link below. If I look like I'm having a religious experience, I am. It's delicious, and that's why I had to recreate this cake for Thermomix and bring it to you guys. So sugar, 1 minute, speed 5. Okay, sugar is in there. I'm going to give it a little scrape down. Oh, it's the most intense mixture, and it's going to turn into the most intense cake. All right, now we're adding cream. 500 grams. Now we're really taking our Thermomix almost up to the max level. Not quite, we're within bounds, but it is working really hard. Now, if you're using a TM31, the old Thermomix, just check below. You're going to have to make a couple of little adjustments so this cake fits in your bowl. It'll be just as delicious, don't worry. All right, another 30 seconds on speed 5. So our cream has mixed and then mixed again. Just give it a final little scrape before we add our last ingredient, and that is the flour. Now, you barely have any flour in it, but just 30 grams, which will just give that cake a little bit more firm and consistency. 30 grams. And now we're going to give it a really good final mix, 2 minutes on speed 5. All right, our cheesecake mixture is made. It is time to bake it. Now you might be wondering, what has she got there? I know, it's pretty crazy, right? But this cake rises a lot. So I've got a 22 centimeter springform tin. I've lined the base, and I've also lined the sides and given them a nice tall hat because the cake actually does rise a lot in the oven. It will sink back again as it cools, but you want your cheesecake in the tin in the end. So yeah, give it a nice big little hat there. All right, okay, there's a lot of mixture. You ready? In we go. All right, mixture is in the tin, and it is already up to the level of the cake tin itself, so it's lucky that we've got this baking paper here to just keep it all under control. Now it's time to put it into the oven for about 1 hour on 200 degrees. But with this cake, it's the jiggle test that's the thing. You want a little bit of wobble in the center and not too much around the edge. Don't panic if it goes quite dark on top. That hint of caramelization actually tastes great. If you feel like your cake is getting too black, just put a little baking paper sheet right on top of the surface of the cake about halfway through that hour of baking time. Okay, so my cake has baked for an hour. I've done the jiggle test, so there's a nice bit of wobble in the middle, and now I've let it cool in the tin. Very important to let this one cool in the tin because it's like a set custard when it comes out. It is so it just wants to go everywhere, especially into my mouth. So This is the little extra sheet of baking paper I was talking about. Just put it over the top if you feel like your cake's getting too dark. And let's unmold this beauty. Oh my goodness. This is, when I first made this cake and I thought to myself, I have recreated my own personal moment of heaven in San Sebastian, you just cannot imagine how happy I was. But I'm very happy every time I make it. It is a very beautiful cake, just a beautiful one for presenting at any sort of gathering where you know you're with people who feel the same way that you do, or I do, about indulging. There we have it. Cracks and all, it's flawless, even if it has minor faults. Basque cheesecake, winner, enjoy.